Today I want to talk to you guys how to protect and take care of your equipment better in the field. You know, after every hunting season, we get guys that bring bows back in, they're covered in dust, and you can just tell they haven't been taken care of properly. And guys, I get it. It's a hunting bow. To me, this is a tool. I'm going to take it in the field. I'm going to use it as such. However, you know, when you start investing a lot of time and money into your bow system, just to get a little bit more life and kind of keep it clean and maintained. So, you know, this is Jonathan's bow here. He just used it at tack last weekend, and I can see that he's already got a pretty good layer of dust just from the mountains and hiking around there. So it's going to happen, you know, after, you know, going out in the field or maybe going to some of these 3D shoots. You get a little bit of a dust layer on there. Don't be afraid to take an air compressor, kind of clean it off a little bit. Just kind of keep some of the dust down and off of it. The second most important thing to me is this right here. This is called an ultra wax. We get this from Stokerized. It's one of our favorite string cleaners and maintenance systems on the market. You know, what we find a lot of times is on your bowstring itself or anywhere you see your strings and cables, guys are still using bow wax. Our opinion is if you have wax, throw it away. We're not a fan of it. What we recommend is this. So this is more of a conditioner and a cleaner for you. And you can go out and you can feel Jonathan's cable here. It's kind of dry. You know, Utah gets really hot. You don't have high humidity. These cables get kind of dry and worn out, and then it gets dust on there, and that's a bad combination. That's where you're going to start seeing a lot of fraying happening on your bows, strings and cables. So especially for like this new set that Jonathan has on here, the System X, probably one of the best sets of bowstrings in the market that money can buy right now. For him to get a little bit longer life and more use out of it, check out these wax packs here. This is a 5-pack. I think they're about $12. You can reuse one square multiple times, but every time you get done shooting your bow in the summer, whether you're at a 3D shoot or in the backyard, pull one of these out, hit your string with it. It's going to pull that dust and dirt and grime off the fiber, but keep the fibers more conditioned so they're not going to get dry and brittle. Next, we've already talked about this before, some type of a bow sling cover. This one from Easton's absolutely one of our favorites. Compact, lightweight. I won't hunt without it now. Goes over my cams, protects my cams, so if I'm hiking, slip and fall down on the rocks, I'm not going to get those big dings and gashes in my cam track, which I'll see a lot of bows come in after the hunting season where a guy took a hard fall. He hits hard enough where it actually will hit the aluminum hard enough, rolls it into a string track and starts to cut his strings and cables. So really helps protect that, but it also keeps more dust and the brush from being able to rub these fibers here. So check out this. And then this is, last but not least, this is the Specialty Gear RGD bow case. So this has actually been one of our top sellers. I used one of these last year, absolutely fell in love with it. You know, for me, I'm using a side-by-side to access a lot of trailheads. So from my camp to the trailhead might be a 45 to an hour drive in the morning, and then I still have to hike in from there. But those trails that I'm going up, man, they're dusty. You know, you go from dust to heavy monsoon rains here in Utah, and you get kind of all the weather mixture there. But I wouldn't call this a fully waterproof case, but incredibly water resistant. It's really easy to throw my bow in there. I have an outside pocket for my arrow box, so I don't have to worry about my broadheads or vanes getting messed up. 2 other external pockets that I can keep extra gear, whether it's wrenches, string loop, other miscellaneous things that I might need in the field. Did a great job last season of keeping all the dust and dirt off my bow, but then in the rainstorms, my bow stayed completely dry. I didn't have to worry about rusting and everything. But one of my favorite features of this case is these straps on the back here. So last year with my side-by-side, right behind the cab, I had 2 cross member poles that came down. I was able to hook this case to it, so I didn't eat up any of the bed space in the back of my side-by-side. I still had the full bed. You know, I've used hard cases in the past. They work good. However, man, they're kind of bulky. They take up a lot of space and a lot of volume. So this worked fantastic. I was able to strap my bow case up so it's up out of the bed. It's on the back of the rack. Really quick access to my bow if I ever needed it. But man, I would get off the mountain some days, and this case looked like a different color from all the dust and dirt and debris that was on there. Pull my bow out, bow looked brand new, fresh and clean. And then after the season, I was able to go home. I laid this case in the yard, hosed it off. Everything internal is Velcroed out. So all the padding you can easily remove. Hose the case off, let it dry, threw my padding back in there. I plan on using it again this season. So for guys, if you're coming in, you're investing, you know, heck, there's a lot of guys that have $3,000 tied up into an awesome bow setup like what Jonathan's running here. Protect that equipment, guys. You know, you take care of it, you maintain the strings a little bit, keep the dust off of it. you're just going to get a longer life out of your bow. Some guys will come in and complain and they get a little creak or a little bit of noise in their pocket as they go to draw. Well, that is dust is getting in that pocket system, and then as you're drawing it, you can hear some noises coming. So just some things to maintain your bow in the field. You know, hunting season's around the corner. So, you know, come pick up some of these items, whether you need some ultra wax here, a bowstring cover, or this brand new RGD case from Specialty Archery. Come check all those out. So if you have any questions, or hey, if you guys are doing something different in the field to protect your bow, comment below. I'd like to hear that. There's always good feedback and some other creative ideas that guys have come up with. It's cool to read. So, but thanks for tuning in. Remember to subscribe, like this. Leave a comment below if you're doing something different, something that I'm not aware of. It'd be kind of cool to read those, and remember to get wild.